Hi everyone. In this customs declaration use case, we would be looking into how we can submit a custom declaration with entry into customs warehouse. So the declaration category is H2 and that is used to enter goods into a customs warehouse under a special procedure. And this is not a final import. The goods remain under customs control until a subsequent declaration is made. For example, release for free circulation or re-export or any other scenario. So in this case, we will be importing some perfumes from France to UK, and we will be putting them into a customs warehouse. One of the major requirement of this kind of customs declaration is that there are a couple of authorizations required. So the first authorization that is required is CWP authorization. And in order to configure the CWP authorization, we need to enter a document called C517, and we need to provide the ID of that. And we also need to provide the CGU authorization as well, Customs Comprehensive Guarantee. And also I would like to clarify that all the data that we are going to use in this declaration is coming from HMRC sample data. So you need to take note on that because some of the data will vary and change as per your circumstances or your use case or your requirements. So we would be using HMRC sample data. The next thing that we need to look into, some of the key declaration details are declaration category, as I highlighted earlier. Procedure code that we are going to be using is 7100, that is entry to warehouse, customs warehouse. And then warehouse type is going to be specified as U, it's a private warehouse, and we would be using a sample warehouse ID in this case. So I think we are all set. Let's go ahead and submit a declaration. All right, when you log into custom declaration platform, you would be landing on the dashboard, and from here the first thing that we would like to do is to configure the authorization. In order to do that, we will be navigating to the menu and then going to the authorizations, and from here you can see that we have this authorization CWP configured over here. We'll click on the pencil icon. I just want to demonstrate that how is it configured. You can see that we have the ID, which is the GBERE number, and then we have the category CWP. You can pick it from the list, or you can type CWP Customs Warehouse Private and you will find that. And then you have to go ahead and add the document ID for that, the document ID for 517. So you can go ahead and add new document, and then in the document identifier you can enter the ID over here. And in this case, since we have already entered the document ID, we will pick that and apply it for import, and then we'll go ahead and submit or save this record. Similarly, we have the other authorization, CGU authorization, also configured on the platform. You can see that we have the Customs Comprehensive Guarantee CGU configured over here. We have the ID similarly. Category in this case is CGU, and then we have the document configured over here as well. In this case, it states guarantee not required, but it may vary in your case on the production environment. So we have both of the authorizations configured already. We will go ahead and move to the next step. So I have one sample S2 import entry into customs warehouse declaration populated already over here. So we'll go to this draft, click on this pencil icon. Here you can see that it is an import declaration, of course. The declaration category is, in this case, is H2, and then additional declaration type is D. In this case, goods have not arrived. We don't have to specify the exporter details over here. We just need to specify the importer details. So in this case, we have a sample importer configured over here. We'll go to the next step. In the next step, we have the commodity. So we'll click on this commodity. We are importing perfumes from France and putting into a warehouse. And you can see that in this example, we have the preferential origin because goods are coming from France. So this is configured already. We have the commodity code. You can override the description if you want. And we can navigate to the commodity requirements. And here you can see that we have the VAT being applied over here. You can choose the payment method accordingly. And also the tariff preference is also being applied. So here what we want to do is that we can go ahead and amend the net mass in this case, and then gross mass, also number of packages, we can amend that. You can choose the type of packaging over here, and the shipping marks, if you have any, you can enter, otherwise you can enter as addressed. The next step is specifying the valuation information. So the nature of transaction most likely is going to be other, you may pick the one that applies in your case. Country of dispatch is going to be France. Procedure code in this example is going to be 7100, and that's one of the most important element or critical element of this particular type of transaction, entry into a warehouse. And in this case, the previous procedure code, we are going to be choosing 000, no other or additional previous procedures in this case. And then we will go ahead and we'll move to the next step. Here we can specify the mode of transport at the border. In this case, goods are coming from France to Dover via RoRo, so we'll be choosing that. You can pick the one that applies in your use case. Are the goods being transported in container? We will say no. Rest of the fields remain same. The location of the goods is Dover. We need to pick the one ending with GVM. And then the country of destination code is going to be GB, of course. And then we also need to specify the supervising customs office, and in this case we'll pick Dover. We also need to specify the GVMS AI code, which is your haulier company name or your haulier EORI number. So in this case we'll enter the company name and then move to the next step. We will go ahead and click on this magic icon to generate a unique declaration, unique consignment reference or DUCR. And then another most important element of this declaration type is identification of the warehouse or warehouse type, which in this case is U, private customs warehouse. And then we are entering a warehouse identifier over here from our HMRC samples. Representation status code is going to be direct representation. And then finally, we will navigate to the guarantees and authorization section. So here we need to specify the guarantee type. In this case, it's going to be 0. And in guarantee reference, we need to enter guarantee not required. And then finally, we will go ahead and check CGU and CWP authorizations that we did configure earlier when we landed on the dashboard. So we are all set. We will go to the next step. We will review our declaration, make sure that everything is looking as it is expected, everything is good. We'll go ahead and submit that. So once we submit that, it goes real time to HMRC systems, and then we receive the notification. In this case, you can see that the declaration has been submitted successfully. It has been accepted. We have a movement reference number which has been generated and the message received as well. So that's how we can submit a customs declaration for entry into a customs warehouse. I hope that this declaration sample example will give you a clear idea, and we will continue to have the series of different kinds of declarations, and we'll continue to post similar videos for your reference. Thank you so much for watching.